What's up guys, I'm a Potato, and today we're gonna be reacting to a video that I was listening to last night while I was working because I just think it was too crazy and so sad, mind blown, I guess. Shut up. Like, I feel like it's like a sad mind blown just to think of it, because what we're gonna watch today is just really sad. Also, like, the fuck is wrong with you? I don't understand people like this. So today we'll be reacting to I married a blank offender. Did he do something to my kids? I'm just gonna say it like that. So I was like probably like 5 minutes in listening to it, and it's like I gotta react to this because ain't no way. But if you if you hear me munching a little bit out loud, it's because I just got off at work, but I'm like super hungry. You know what sounds so good right now? Fucking Pizza Hut, man. But yeah, let's get into it. Also, I'm very sorry for the background noises because there's construction shit going on. So yeah, I'm very sorry about that.
Sex to a 14-year-old girl.
A 13-year-old girl.
He said that he was sorry. He wanted to move in my house with me and my kids.
You didn't marry him, did you?
Yes, I did get married to him.
18 years ago, I did commit a sex crime. I will not deny that. I've never denied that.
They told you not to marry him, right?
Yes, and I did anyway.
Because you married a registered sex offender, they took your kids away.
Yes.
How long ago was that?
As they should.
4 years ago.
You chose a sex offender over your children.
I know you molested my niece and nephew, and you're going to be sorry.
My son sit there and said nobody touched him.
Steve, I have never touched those kids. There's a reason why I've not reoffended before. Again.
We don't know if you did or not. Let's get to these lie detector results.
And like before anything else, I'm pretty sure he did it anyways, which is really sad. But it's just so stupid. Like, I don't understand, like, when people like marry offenders or date them, but they're like, oh no, they won't hurt my kids. What makes your kids different, you know? And then once it happens, you're like, oh my god, it's so stupid. So yeah, I really think he did it. Unfortunately.
Evelyn met Danny in 2001 after he was paroled on charges of aggravated criminal sexual abuse of a child. Whoa. She knew what Danny had done, but fought to marry him anyway. Oh. She moved him into her home with her children and left him alone with them for long periods of time.
And oh my god, it makes me so fucking mad. He committed a crime against a child. You married him, know everything what he did to that child, and yet you blindly let him babysit your own children.
Evelyn's brother Henry always tried to convince his sister that she was making a mistake, but now it may be too late. Take a look.
My sister Evelyn married a sex offender. Evelyn met Danny when he was on parole. Danny was on parole for molesting a child. Everybody tried to stop her from seeing him. She refused. She wouldn't listen to nobody. I just wish he would have never got out of prison. I wish he would have never been around my niece and nephews and my sister. I tried to get him away from my sister, and I called the authorities. I called DCFS. The kids got taken away twice because she wouldn't leave Danny alone. She lost all of her rights to her kids because she married Danny, and she left him alone with the kids. It hurts me real bad that my niece and nephews are gone. I was at my apartment when I found out that they were taken away. I just wish they could come home. I really do.
That is really fucking sad.
Kids got taken away. They told DCFS that Danny molested them. And I'm going to find out today if he did it. If Danny has and did molest my niece and nephews, I want him back in prison. He needs to stay in there forever. He should have never got out.
That's your brother on the tape, and he says that you lost your 4 kids because you married a sex offender.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is that true?
Well, there's more to the story. Basically, I met him in 2001. He told me what his charge was.
Where'd you meet him?
I met him at almost like a homeless shelter. I was doing community service there. And basically he told me what he was in prison for. And I think that everybody deserves a second chance.
What did he tell?
See, I think some people deserve second chances. Yeah, like basically anyone like who does a crime against a child like should never get their second chances, because once you do that, fucking gone, man.
Tell you he was in prison for?
That he went to prison for oral sex to a 14-year-old girl.
Well, 13-year-old girl.
13.
The fact that he had to correct her about what age the victim was, like, did she know that she was 13 and just said 14 to make it better? Doesn't make it better.
And I believe that he deserved a second chance. He said that he was sorry for what he did.
A second chance at what? You believe that he deserved a second chance at what?
Not reoffending, not making a bad choice on messing with a teenager or a child.
And you had how many children at this point?
5.
And you started dating him?
6 months into the relationship, yes.
They said that she had like 4 kids taken away, but when she said 5, I was so confused. I'm not sure she had a kid with him. If she did, that was her.
I started dating him, but it's not like that I just moved him into my house around my kids. I went through DCFS first. I went and talked to an investigator. I went and talked to a caseworker and his parole officer.
What'd you talk to him about?
Told them about Danny's case. Danny went with me to DCFS, went with me to the parole officer, and the investigator and the parole officer and the caseworker all said, Danny's not a risk. He's not at risk to reoffend. They wrote.
That is such bullshit. Like, I'm pretty sure they told her like yeah, you guys could be together, but as long as like there's no kids around him.
He's not a risk. He spent 3 years in jail for assaulting a 13-year-old girl.
Also 3 years, that's really sad to... Only 3 years?
I understand that, but...
I mean, come on.
Do you, though?
Whether anybody tells you that or not, you still assume there's some risk, right?
Yes.
Especially as a parent to children.
And
when you go to the line, if they say, oh, that line's fine, you can stick your hand through the bars. The line's old. But you know what? You really don't do it because there's still some risk involved, right?
Exactly. I understand that.
And you know she's wrong because she's not even looking at Steve. She's like literally looking at the ground like... Because she know she's wrong. To be honest, I think she knew, but she didn't want to like accept it. I'm not sure.
And the thing is,
that's how I view it. Just the way like she's acting, like I said, like
the thing is, the investigator that I spoke to.
Why did you do all this? You're going to CPS. You're going to his parole officer, caseworker.
Because he wanted to move in my house with me and my mother.
And you wanted that.
It was not just, it was for all of us. He was good to me. He was good to my kids. My kids never ever said that he molested my kids. Never, not one time. He was always there for me and my kids. You know, the investigator said that I'm the one that did Danny's original case. He's not going to reoffend. I know Danny. It wasn't like...
Are you just telling me that's the truth, that this guy actually said that? He didn't say, hey, you got 5 kids, you should probably be dating somebody else?
No, because... He never said that. He never said that. And we all got the paperwork that
criminally sexually assaulted a 13-year-old, and everybody's like,
and he knew I had
he's
other
okay.
kids. He knew I had other kids. He knew that I had other kids.
And why? For that reason? Why?
And they all three, the parole officer, the investigator.
When the show started and the tape was playing, you were crying.
Yes.
What were you crying about?
Because I don't like to see my brother crying like that. Crying. But do I think Danny molested my kids? No, I think...
You don't want to see your brother crying like that. How about, you don't have your kids, right?
No. And that's the thing.
How did you lose your kids?
Because of sex offender has excess being around my kids.
So somebody did have a problem with it.
Yes, my brother.
So all these people saying, oh, he's okay, it's all right. The state did have a problem with it.
Yes.
And what'd they say to you?
They said that they didn't want Danny to be alone with my kids, that he could be around the kids.
And you said what?
And I said okay.
You said okay?
Yes. And I allowed him alone with my kids. He babysitted my kids.
Why did you do that?
Because I don't think Danny molested my kids. Here's my thing.
Okay,
Steve.
So hold on a second. He gets out of jail, you fight for him, you move him in the house. They say, hey, we don't, you didn't marry him, did you?
Yes, I did get married to him.
And they told you not to marry him, right?
Yes, the second time, yes.
They told you not to do that?
Yes, and I did anyway.
Because you married a registered sex offender, they took your kids away?
Yes.
I always wonder, like, are they really that desperate for love that, like, they couldn't find anyone else that could, like, treat, like, their kids good? Like, what? Like, I'm trying to word it correctly, but it's like, do you really have to choose an offender? And then be like, oh no, he's okay, he's fine. Like, I kind of want to make like a video, like based on bad parents, and she would be one of them. Or bad moms. Oh my god, there was a bunch of moms on here that pissed me off so bad.
It's not like you made a bad choice at a restaurant. Oh, I should have had the fish.
No, I made a bad choice for my children.
Right.
And the thing is...
But how does that happen? Like, yeah, you're going to be taken away if I marry this guy, but I'm going to marry him anyways.
Because I believed everything he said. I trusted him. He never hurt me and my kids, not one time in the 8 years. So then your kids get
taken away. Did you get them back?
Nope.
How long ago was that?
The way she said nope, oh man. Like, she sounded so proud of it. Are you really that happy that you don't have your kids? Like...
4 years ago.
So remember I just asked you why you were crying, and you said you were crying about your brother crying or being hurt? Well, what about your kids?
Because if I wish I would have never had a sex offender around my kids if I would have known.
No, you listened to him, you chose to be with him, and I don't know, deal with the actual of your consequences, like, ooh, oh my god.
It was gonna be like this.
You wish.
Wait, what'd she say? Hold on, sorry.
Brother crying or being hurt? Well, what about your kids?
Because if I wish I would have never had a sex offender around my kids if I would have known it was going to be like this.
You wish you never had a sex offender around your kids? What?
But I take
you
the
have
blame.
The power of not bringing a sex offender home.
But I take the blame. I blame nobody but myself.
As you should. As you should. But you still chose to marry him.
Well, who else is to blame?
Nobody but myself.
No, nobody but yourself. How many times did they tell you, don't do this, or we're going to take your kids away? How many times?
Over 5 times.
4 or 5 times. So, part of this sad story is that 4 of your 5 children, after they were taken away, reported that Danny sexually abused them.
That's what DCFS said.
That they've said.
That they said or the kids said? Because...
that 4 out of 5 of your children reported to them that while you were gone, that Danny sexually abused him.
Yes.
Okay.
So she got all of her kids. Okay. I think I'm kind of understanding. She had 5 kids. 4 out of 5 of them claimed that he did something to them. But she doesn't believe it.
And how does that mean? You still don't believe Danny did that?
Because Danny said that he's willing to get a lie test.
Willing to take a lie detector test since when? How long has he been saying that? How long did it happen? So many questions. Steve needs to make her stand up. Please.
To prove, because he said he's tired of getting accused of molesting my kids.
So you still believe in Danny?
I still believe that he didn't molest my kids. Because the only reason why I believe him is because not one time.
So why are you here
my
today?
kids.
Why are you here today?
I want him to take a lie detector test to prove that see if he passes it.
Even if he passes it, then what?
Then if he passes it,
then what?
Then
Danny could go out for a drink.
No,
what?
I don't want to be in a relationship with Danny.
So then what? So Danny passes. So then what?
Then everybody can sit there and stop saying.
Who's they?
My dad and my brother.
Oh, your dad. They can stop and say what?
That
you don't have your kids anymore?
No,
they can't stop and say that.
No, that he never molested my kids when he got accused of it.
What difference does it make if Danny molested them or not? I mean, it makes a big difference to the children if they are going to be screwed up for the rest of their lives. But what difference does it make if Danny molested them or not when you chose a sex offender over your children?
Yes. that lady, the audience. She's still looking in the ground.
So the reason why you and Danny aren't together is because he went back into prison, right?
Yes.
What?
And he went to prison for 4 years. So you gave up your kids and the love of your life, and you have nothing.
No, I don't.
And now Danny's been out 2 weeks. And for your kids' sake, I hope he didn't. I hope they didn't become victims. But
what did he go to jail for?
Do you love your children?
With all my heart.
With all your heart. Sure.
That's what they all say. And then afterwards, like when they find out that they actually did something to their kids, they're like, I can't believe you did this. Like...
And I love my children with all my heart.
But I know I made a bad choice.
But why?
I know
How do you make a choice like that? I mean, you get married, they came and took your kids, right?
She's not even crying for the fact that like she lost her kids. She's just crying because like everyone. I mean, what do you expect? You love your kids with all your heart. You're not even crying about. You're just crying at the fact that like you know what you did was wrong, and it's already too late. And I don't know, what do you expect people to think about that? It's so stupid, and we're only like 12 and a half minutes in.
What did you say to your kids when they were taking them away?
That I was sorry, that I loved them.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
What did your kids say to you as they were leaving?
They was crying and they didn't want to leave.
They didn't want to leave. No, they wanted to stay with their mom. 4 kids wanted to stay with their mom, and you said, no, I'm picking him. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. 4 years of like you're crying, and I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. How many? We don't know where your kids are crying, or if they're crying.
I know where my kids are at.
You know where they're at.
Where?
Do you know what's happening to them every day?
Not every day, but I know where they're at. I know they're safe.
At. Oh, you know they're safe. She knows they're safe because they're not with her. You think that your kids maybe not telling the truth, or CPS made up this crazy story?
I think DCFS put this in my kids' head.
Why would they do that?
Because they kept on getting phone calls from my dad and my brother and family members and friends about Danny being a sex offender around my kids.
Wouldn't every normal grandfather, uncle, cousin, friend, neighbor, wouldn't they all be like, well, what the hell are you doing, man?
I mean, she even admitted that, like, everyone... Wait, was it her, or... Because I know her brother said that we kept telling her to, like, stop dating him, because he's an offender. But she still chose to be with him.
Didn't the school's counselor see signs of sexual abuse with your children?
With my son. And when DCFS went to the school, they interviewed my son, and he appeared fine. They said that...
Did it cause you concern that you had a child molester in your house, and that your son, you were notified that he was showing signs of sexual abuse?
Yes, and I talked to my children.
What would you do about it?
I would talk to my children about it.
What did you do about it?
For real.
I talked to my son about it and talked to Danny as well.
And then what? And
I said, Danny,
after you talked to both of them, what did you do?
I didn't do anything. Because my son sat there and said nobody touched him.
Could
Probably because he was right next to him while you were talking to him about it.
it be that little boy's scared?
Yes, at the time I didn't know the signs.
Yes, but you were talking to both of them at the same time.
Of a sex offender. I didn't
know the signs of a sex offender? Hold on,
not a sex offender, of kids getting molested. I didn't know the signs of kids getting molested.
I don't know the signs of children being molested, but I chose to date an offender that did something to kids. And I know what he did.
You wouldn't do all your research prior to bringing a guy like that home?
No, I didn't.
Hold on. I'm curious about something. My wife told me before I came out here that you're a big fan of my show.
I am.
That you love this show.
Because I know that you're strict.
Knowing your story, and if you watch my show all the time, why would you come on it?
Because I have changed my life. Because I turned my life around. Because I have my one...
You turn your life around, but you still don't have your kids. I'm sorry. But yeah, turn your life around, but you still don't have your kids. Sure.
One son in my life, and today would I have a sex offender around my child? No.
What did she say? I'm sorry.
Because I turned my life around. Because I have my one son in my life, and today would I have a sex offender around my child? No. I would not.
What if he tells you he's never going to do it again?
He's still not going to be around my child.
Why?
Because I will lose my child.
So you have one child, so you have a boy. And even if he told the truth about not molesting your other kids, or... Sorry, I totally forgot what she said, because... I'm sorry to keep pausing, it just pisses me off. I'm pretty sure it pisses you off, me pausing, but not piss you off about this. even though he didn't do anything, you would still not let him be around that child? Oh, okay. So he won't hurt this child, but he'll hurt my other children. Make that make sense, bitch.
And the risk and DCFS getting called. I wouldn't take that risk.
Why wouldn't you do that with your 5 other kids?
Because I wouldn't listen.
6 kids? Oh, please don't tell me she got pregnant by him.
And
I wouldn't listen to my family.
Wait, sorry. I'm so sorry.
You do that with your 5 other kids?
Because I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't listen to my family. No, I wasn't on drugs.
This was sober. This was sober Evelyn making these decisions. You probably should have been watching this show a long time ago before you started dating Danny. You know, leave the stage. I'm going to talk to Danny. We'll bring you off his results. Let's bring out the man that she gave her 5 kids away for, Danny.
Planned on it. I treated them as if they were my own children. I've done my
own children. What?
Time. I will never deny that I was a sex offender. 18 years ago, I did commit.
He's smiling about it too. Ugh.
A sex crime. I will not deny that. I've never denied that. I'm not proud of what I've done, but I can assure you that I never touched Evelyn's kids in any part of the way. I was there for her, her mother, her. I actually helped her brother.
When you hear her story, that because of you, she got her 5 kids taken away. What do you think about that? How does that make you feel?
I'm ticked off of myself because of my background. Because it did.
How does it make you feel that this woman lost her 5 kids because she chose you?
Like a piece of crap.
Did you molest them?
No, I did not.
Okay.
That's what I'm here to show. That
Okay,
the kids were taken
you're here to
wrongfully.
prove. Yeah, you're here. They were taken away. No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
Because they were taken away because they warned her, if you marry this guy, we're taking the kids away.
No, we were.
No, that's what happened.
No, we had an approval that.
No. Where's the approval? Show me the approval.
That's the mysterious thing. It's
a mysterious thing.
We've talked to the caseworkers since then.
Where's the approval? If I had to make sure I didn't give my kids away and I was marrying a sex offender and they gave me a piece of paper that says I could do that, I think I would laminate that thing and keep it in my pocket.
We fully believe that her brother Henry stole it.
No, you believe he stole it.
Yes,
okay.
we do.
So you're saying
we got the caseworkers that were involved.
Okay,
my parole agent,
but then when you got married, they came in, they took the
sex
kids.
counselor,
right?
That proved that I'm not a high risk to reoffend. Mysteriously, that's disappeared from even the DCFS office.
Why aren't you a high risk to offend?
Because it was 18 years ago and I've not reoffended since. You take that into accountability. There's a reason why I've not reoffended.
How long ago was that with the kids, though?
They was accused, that was approximately 5 years ago they made the accusation.
So it wasn't 18 years ago.
Okay, we'll say 13 until the next accusations were made.
Right.
But there's a reason why I've not reoffended before. Again, let me
we don't know if you did or not.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Why did he go to jail for 4 years? Because she said that, like, he went to jail for 4 years while they were together. Unless that it was about the victim that he did, like, when he was young, or actually not young. Actually, I don't even know when he did it, but I'm assuming that's what they were talking about the 13-year-old.
He laughed about that.
For real?
Yeah, because you've already made a judgment.
Yeah, I have.
So
I'm sorry, when you have an offender on your radar, like, what do you expect? Like, people be like, oh no, you're such a good person, oh my god, you would never do anything wrong again, it's just one time. We're almost halfway done.
Tell me something.
My judgment isn't really so much.
Point was
my judgment so much is not with you. Like I said earlier, you are not hiding yourself. You're like a tiger walking on the street, and if I saw a tiger walking down the street, I'd cross the other side, Or if my kids are with me, I go, hey, stay away from the tiger. Tiger's going to hurt you. So, I mean, me personally, no, I don't like child molesters. I'm not going to lie.
Makes two of us.
I don't like them.
That makes two of us. I can agree with you.
All right.
Makes two of us, but you're still one, and you still did it to a child. And I'm pretty sure you unfortunately did those things to four of her children, or maybe all, unfortunately.
But what I don't like is a woman who doesn't protect their kid from the danger, the tiger.
I'll give you that. Can I ask you?
This story isn't so much about you.
Right.
It's about her. She's you know, she's, I don't know what her problem is, but she had to have you. I got to have this guy. Even though I know I'm going to lose my kids, I got to have them. And then there are reports, 4 of the 5 kids stated to the Department of Children's Services that you did sexually abuse them. They reported that.
Okay.
So she didn't protect them from the tiger.
At what point, I'm going to ask you a question, at what point did I become a tiger?
When
If she would have got with me
Excuse
when
you?
you sex crime.
Hold on,
At what point did I become a bad
answer the
guy?
question. When you forced a 13-year-old to commit
There was no
oral
force.
sex on you.
First, there was no force.
What's that?
There was no force, but that's irrelevant.
It wasn't force?
There was no force, but that's irrelevant.
So you can't force a child then, right?
Well, you can.
Oh, but you did
In my
it.
case,
Oh! He just admitted it.
it's not a force.
A
That's why I admit
13-year-old wanted that, right?
it was a situation that was,
You want to examine? You want to go down that road?
we could, if you'd like to.
Yeah. Because somehow the child was at fault here, right?
No, I was at fault because I should have been the adult in the matter. When I was
There
woke
you
up,
But you let it happen, or you literally did it to the child.
go.
we were
There
being
you
woke
go.
up.
When you're an adult,
Yeah.
you're supposed to protect the
That's literally the
children, right?
exactly.
You were 27 years old at the
I was
time?
26. I was 27 when the crime
I love
was
how they,
convicted.
those,
Well, you made the
stretch
point
it a little
earlier.
bit.
Not
Okay.
14, 13, so I thought I'd stress that also.
There you go.
I mean, you made the point of 1 year is different. I'm
you were
making the point 1 year is different.
You were a grown adult.
I should have been
And
back
she was a
mature.
child, right?
Correct.
Okay.
That's why I will never deny.
How's
what
that
I
sound
did.
better?
It don't.
Okay. So, again,
Never deny
you did
anything.
what you did. And like you said, it's a mistake, but whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it's her, right?
Right? What Evelyn did is we did go through DCFS. They are trained. They know what they're doing. The case.
You guys say that. You say that you went there, but you got no proof of it.
We couldn't bring those people on stage.
Well,
we couldn't
because
get a hold of them.
they want to come, right?
Got to get a hold of them.
Okay.
We
But
didn't get that
again, you
much
said
headway.
you had the magical piece of paper that authorized you to get
disappeared.
married. And there's no record of
The
it
two
anywhere?
caseworkers no longer work at DCFS.
But I mean,
The
they
parole
don't
agent has
keep,
retired.
they don't keep a
remember this.
record of this somewhere?
No. Even the
They just
Department of
take
Corrections.
up one copy?
Even the Department of
They
Corrections. I
just
went to
sit
internal
there,
affairs there. Once you're off parole, they destroy everything
They destroy it. Why would they destroy that?
because they're idiots.
Okay. What's your feelings towards Evelyn?
She's a good person. I mean, she would help you.
Now
help
that's
anybody.
funny. That I'll give you that. That's funny. Okay? That tickles my funny bone.
I missed the humor there, but okay.
Well, I missed the humor in the whole story. I mean, here's a woman that she like just gave away 5 kids. No matter how you want to spin it, that's what happened.
Okay.
She gave away 5 kids. That's undisputable fact.
Okay.
How was she a good woman? Her
Because-
4 kids or 5 kids, when they were leaving, when they came and said, okay, we told you this is what's going to happen, they started taking those kids, and those kids were crying for the mom.
You keep mentioning how DCFS told her not to be with me.
What?
They
But
did.
you failed to mention the fact
They
that when
did.
the kids, when
they
Evelyn,
said, if you marry that guy, we're going to take your kids.
but what you failed to mention is when Evelyn had to be, she got addicted to
The
Vicodin.
fact of it is, when those kids, when they said, you marry this guy, your kids are going to get taken away. And that's what happened.
And where they
came
contradict.
and they took them, and they started
You're going
crying.
on one side of the story, not looking at the whole thing.
Oh.
When
What do you want him to take?
Evelyn
What other
was.
side do I need to look at?
When Evelyn was admitted to drug rehab because she's Vicodin.
I asked her if she was on drugs. She said no.
Not at the time, no. That was a lot later.
Okay.
The whole time frame here.
So who cares?
When she was
who cares what happened afterwards?
Because this is during the same period.
No, it's not.
When Evelyn was.
You just said that she was sober.
She was when we met.
Okay.
It was a good 6
So
years
did she
down the
make
road.
the decision to marry you with Vicodin or without?
Without.
Okay, then I don't give a about the Vicodin stuff.
We're not talking.
Here's facts. Kids were taken away twice because of the relationship with you. That's a fact.
Okay.
She continued to allow...
Such a good woman. Got her kids taken away twice because of you. Okay. But she still chose to be with him. So this is love. Mm-hmm. So this is love. Sarcasm.
you to be alone with the kids when she was instructed not to. That's a fact. In,
Okay, we'll go with that too.
in 2004, a school counselor reported that one of her kids showed signs of sexual abuse. That's a fact. Lost rights to a total of 5 of her children due to the refusal to end the relationship with a registered sex offender. That's a fact.
Okay.
You were convicted of aggravated criminal sexual abuse of a 13-year-old girl. You admitted that you committed the crime, and you were on parole for sexual abuse when you met Evelyn.
Correct.
Okay. I don't know.
Can I throw in
I
some
would,
factors that you missed?
as a parent, I'd have a problem with all those. Every single one of them.
Would you have a problem with DCFS having me?
I have no problem with DCFS at all.
You don't?
No, I don't. I
There's more
have a problem
paperwork.
with
She
people.
should have it.
Every child molester that comes on my stage wants to blame their problems on DCFS or the police or whatever. The problem with this story is not DCFS
not blaming that
or
either.
the police.
Please listen.
It's you and Evelyn.
When the kids were taken, DCFS had come get them
I
and take
don't
care of them.
give a damn what DCFS
Well, you should get
did.
out of your
What
being
did-
head.
You know what?
But listen.
I'll say this. They did their job. They got them away from you.
Oh, they did. Oh, whoa. You don't know the fact, do you?
I know the facts.
When the kids were taken,
I know the
DCFS
facts.
had me take
I
care
know
of the
facts.
kids.
Yeah.
Obviously, you didn't know that.
You know what? Show me some proof that happened.
She
Show
showed
me
the paperwork to have
some
it.
proof.
She should have the
Show
paperwork.
me some proof.
They had me
If
come and
you
take
don't
care
have
of the kids.
proof, you don't have. Okay.
When they took the kids away, they let him take care of them? Is that what he said? Oh, hell no.
I didn't say I got the kids. They had me come to her place to take care of them with her
Okay, so
grandmother.
my wife just said all the documentation you brought, all the documentation you brought, there's none of that states that in there.
Ooh!
Okay. All right. Am I lying? Is my wife lying?
I'll say no because I
Okay.
don't know.
We're not lying.
Okay.
I have no reason to lie. I don't give.
Is their fault? But when he said that his wife has all the documents and has no proof of saying it. Oh no, she's not lying. No, she's not lying.
My kids, when I go home tonight, my kids are in their bedrooms. Okay. I'm fortunate enough in my life
Who's he
that you'll
looking at?
never be at my house.
I wouldn't want to come to your house.
You believe me, you'll never be there.
I mean, I've worked for
You'll
Seiko, you worked for. Why would I go there?
You'll never be around my kids. And if I saw you around any other kids, I'd be the first guy. Hey, this is Steve Wilkos. I need the police right now because this guy is around some kids. The uncle to these children, Evelyn's brother's here. We want to bring him out. Why don't you just get up on stage, Bob?
I know you molested my niece and nephew, and you're going to be sorry.
talk.
You're going to be sorry. You're going to be sorry you watch.
Okay.
I know a lot of stuff about you. You're a peeping Tom. You still. You know what I'm saying? I've seen you on a computer looking at girls under the age of 18. I know you molested my niece and nephews. You know, the only reason my sister was with you because you had a job, you have money, and you're a con artist. You can be real nice, you know what I'm saying? and you have a smirk like, oh, I can get by with something.
It was funny
You know what I'm saying?
when
You should have stayed in prison, and I'm going to make sure you stay in prison.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When I get back, I'm going to make sure everybody knows everything about you. Everything.
Who doesn't? I've
And I'm
never
going to
hid
let
anything.
everybody know wherever you go, if there's kids, you're not going to be allowed in there. Seriously.
Go ahead.
You know, you took my niece and nephews away. You took her kids away, but it's your fault and her
If you were
fault.
so
She
much-
allowed you in her house, and I tried to keep you out more
She
than
allowed me in the
once,
house.
and it
Who
did
put
you
me
no
in the
good.
house after the kids were taken away? Who housed me?
Evelyn's the one that made
Who
me
housed
stick.
me when the kids were taken?
Yeah, I brought you in my
Why
apartment.
would you do that?
I brought you in my
If I'm the
apartment.
bad
That
guy,
was
you're
a
trying to get me away
mistake.
from the family.
And then
Why
I
would you
didn't find
house me?
out until 2 days later that you molested my
Yo,
niece and nephew.
you found
If I
out a long
would've
time ago
found
that I was a
out when
sex
you was laying
offender,
on my
correct?
couch,
Okay.
that's all I'm saying.
Why is the Thursday you gave me a letter that said welcome home?
Okay.
I lost my niece and nephews because of
And
you.
I want to ask you about that. When's the last time when do you get to see your nieces?
I don't get to see any of them. The only one I have seen lately is my oldest niece. I've only seen my nephew once, and that's it. I haven't seen none of my other niece and nephews.
And how long has it been since you've seen them?
The other ones, probably 5, 6 years, maybe longer, maybe longer. You messed up my sister's life and my life by taking our kids away. Our nieces and nephews.
Do you believe that he?
I believe he
do you
molested
believe,
them.
You believe he molested them?
Yeah.
Let's bring your sister back out.
Because before he met my sister, you're trash. You know I'm right.
Okay,
Let me
I'm surprised she didn't walk to him.
I want to say
No,
is
let me
I
finish.
want to say something. All I can say is I don't think that Danny molested these kids.
I do.
Let me
I
finish.
do.
Let me finish. I don't think Danny molested these kids. I really don't think he molested these kids. Does Danny do whatever? He might. When I wasn't around him, all I'm saying is Danny.
But you fucking, oh my god, you let him babysit your kids. But he could do whatever he wants. Oh.
I don't believe molested them kids. I really don't. And what are you going to do if he comes back and he passes?
The only emotional investment I have in this lie detector test is that your kids weren't victims. That's the only, like, if he passes, do I give a damn? I don't give a damn. At that point, he can get the hell off my stage, and I never.
What are you laughing about?
And the thing is, you're
I don't
right.
see nothing funny.
Life is about second chances. Give people second chances, but not around me and my kids. They don't get that. It's his right as an American to go and live his life and get a second chance. He served his time. I'm sure it's not going to be the last time he's in jail, so he'll be back in there. But you're right. He gets a second chance. But doesn't mean you have to. And you don't have to give him a second chance with your kids. You want to do it, that's one thing. Every adult could pick whatever they want. But you don't get to throw your kids away because you want to be with them. But you did. That's the choice you made. Let's get to these lie detector results. I said, what, like there's going to be, oh yeah, he passed.
No.
Okay. You traded your children for a guy that you're not even with anymore. We asked him a question. Did you ever sexually molest any of Evelyn's children? He answered no. And he answered no 3 times because we gave him the test 3 times.
Yep.
And he did not tell the truth.
Oh, now she's mad?
Okay. All right.
No, it's so
Hold on.
fake. I'm not saying that the show is fake. I'm saying her reaction is fake.
Before today,
I don't know.
I did not.
Okay, hold on. My wife's telling me we want to bring out Dan Ribicoff. Now let's bring out Dan.
Dan.
I hear the story, Dan, and I want to run off stage and burn my clothes. You know, I hate this kind of story because you know what? There's always going to be a guy like that. I mean, that's the sad thing. There's always going to be a guy like that. He's out there right now. But this is the thing that just blows my mind. Like, my wife tells me I have something to say about his polygraph.
Yes, Steve. So Danny came into the polygraph room yesterday. I conducted 3 exams of the integrated zone comparison test. The most accurate polygraph test, scientifically rated at 99% accurate. I utilized the horizontal scoring algorithm, which it's paired up with, and Danny was trying to employ countermeasures during the polygraph test, and I guess maybe that's why he's saying that it's impossible that he failed, but your countermeasures were really lousy. So they didn't work, which in itself is a sign of deception. He needed a plus 13 to pass this test.
A plus 13 to pass and a minus 13 to... Oh my god. What's it gonna be?
His score was a minus 35.
Oh my god. If it's that low, then I'm pretty sure he did to all 4 of them kids. Oh shit. Or 5. I don't know. They said that she got 5 kids taken away, but fuck.
So the good thing is, I'm guessing that a case like this could be reopened, investigated.
Please.
Maybe we can send Danny back to jail. But hold on. What I want to know is, Mom, you're over there crying and you act like you're shocked. Why? Why is this?
Because I believed him.
You believed him? Why? What the hell did he ever tell you that you believe him?
What was the dick that good? Was the sex that good? I don't get it.
That I trusted him. My kids never came to me.
Artist. He knows how to con people.
Your kids never came to you. Your kids never came to you, but you still chose to believe the offender over your kids.
The
Do
kids
you ever
never
trust
came
your
to
brother?
us.
Do you ever trust your brother?
Yes,
When your brother
100%.
said, get rid of this guy, why didn't you trust your brother?
And I wasn't the only one that told you that. I wasn't the only one that told you that. Mom.
If anyone knows the update about this, I want to know what happens. Because there's like a few of these videos of Steve Wilkos that I really want to know, like, what was the outcome or like the updates. Is he dead at least to this day? Is he dead at least? Ooh, I just Mike Tyson him.
Mom told you that. Dad told you that.
Thanks for coming.
Everybody told you that. To keep him away.
All these years, Danny, let me tell you something.
All right, hold on.
Let me tell you
I do want to
something.
hear what you want to say to
All I
him.
have to say is I know that the lie detector test is not going to lie. 8 years I had you in my life from all my kids. 8 years.
So 8 years. So 8 years. She was with him for 4 years. The first 4 years, the unfortunate happened, and I'm assuming 4 years after that, that's when he was in jail. Or, I don't know. Stay loyal to him. Or, yeah. I'm sorry.
I lost my kids because I put you around my kids. And you sit here and you failed the lie detector test. It's not going to lie.
He doesn't even care.
And I hope and pray to God that you go to prison.
I understand.
Because
Yeah,
my
me too.
kids,
No, me too.
I'm gonna make sure
my kids are damaged.
Your kids are damaged. Not only because of him, but because you... Oh, they should have done a test on her to see if she allowed it. Because, like, you allowed him to babysit your kids with no supervision of yourself. But you still chose to believe him over everything. Even after your child came out in school doing shit that he was not supposed to do. And you had him in the same room as the offender to ask your child if this person next to you did something to you. And unfortunately, like, yeah, like I understand kids get scared, but you should just talk to your kids alone. I hope you guys know what I'm trying to say.
Now the time DCFS wasn't mine.
You're lying.
Henry,
I'm gonna
you
make
said
sure
yourself.
You go to jail. You're a con artist.
You
Get
said
my-
yourself right here on this stage.
You know how to get
You
by
said
with
yourself
stuff
like that.
because you know how to con
Believe
people.
this.
You're very slick.
Well, you're not
right
that
here.
slick,
You're book
and
smart
all
because you
I
con
hope is,
people.
Evelyn, when you go back home, you contact the police and use some conviction
No, fuck that. Let the brother do it.
to put this guy behind bars. You, get the hell off my stage. You came there for answers.
Apologize.
Hold on.
You need to apologize because your kids
You
are
came there
gone.
for answers, right? And you got them. And now you can get the hell off my stage. You're an half decent guy here. You want it?
I promise when I get back, one way or another, I don't care how I do it, he's going back to prison.
Let's go this way.
Alright guys, that was the end of the video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I really don't know what to say because it just pisses me off. I'll make sure to put the link to the video in the description down below. Yeah, I hope you liked the video. Make sure to like, comment, and share the video, and subscribe to my channel to let you know whenever I upload another video. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.